Hello friends, welcome to Magic Story Time channel. Today we are going to hear a story about a mysterious man with a magical flute who helped a town in need. This is the tale of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. Once upon a time, in the quiet town of Hamelin, nestled in the mountains of Germany, there lived a group of very happy townsfolk. Hamelin was known for its beautiful houses, friendly people, and bustling markets. But one day something terrible happened. The town was invaded by thousands of rats. The rats were everywhere. They scurried through the streets, chewed on food, and even nibbled on the townspeople's clothes. No one could get rid of the rats, and the people of Hamelin were growing more desperate every day. The mayor and the town council were at their wits' end. One day, while they were in a meeting, a mysterious man appeared at the town gate. He was dressed in bright, colorful clothes and he carried a flute by his side. This was the Pied Piper. He approached the mayor with a confident smile and told the mayor, I hear you have a problem with rats. I can rid your town of them, but it'll cost you 1,000 gold coins. Desperate, the mayor quickly agreed and promised to pay the piper 1,000 gold coins if he succeeded. The Pied Piper took out his flute and began to play the most enchanting melody anyone had ever heard. As the piper played, something amazing happened. The rats began to come out of every corner of the town. They followed the piper, completely entranced by the music. The piper led the rats to the streets of Hamelin, over the hills, and down to the Weser River. Without hesitation, every single rat jumped into the river and was swept away by the current. Hamelin was finally free of its rat problem. The townspeople cheered and celebrated. But when the Pied Piper returned to collect his payment, the major grew greedy and said, 1,000 gold coins is too much for one day work. I'll give you 50. But you promised, said the piper, his voice growing cold. Mayor said, 50 is all you get. Take it or leave it. The Pied Piper's eyes darkened. He gave the mayor a long, hard stare before turning away. Angered by the betrayal, the Pied Piper, instead of leaving town, raised his flute once more and began to play. This time, the tune was different, haunting yet beautiful. The children of Hamelin, all the boys and girls, began to leave their homes, enchanted by the music. They danced through the streets, following the piper just as the rats had done. The Pied Piper led the children out of the town, through the same streets, over the same hills, and towards a hidden mountain. As they reached the mountain, a magical door opened in the rock, and the children disappeared inside with the piper. The door closed behind them, and the piper and the children were never seen again. The people of Hamelin were heartbroken. They begged the piper to return their children, but he was gone, along with the sound of his flute. The townspeople were devastated. They realized too late the mistake they had made by breaking their promise. Without the laughter of children, the town of Hamelin became a sad and quiet place. And so, the tale of the Pied Piper teaches us the value of honesty and keeping our word. Remember, friends, always keep your promises and treat others with honesty and fairness. Thank you for joining us today on Magic Storytime channel. Remember to like and subscribe for more magical stories. Until next time, keep believing in the magic of stories. Hello friends, welcome to Magic Storytime channel. Today I'm going to tell you the story of Pinocchio, the wooden puppet who wanted to become a real boy. Let's begin. Once upon a time, in a small Italian village, there lived an old woodcarver named Geppetto. He was kind and gentle, but he was also lonely as he had no family of his own. One day, Geppetto decided to carve a puppet from a piece of wood. He carefully carved a head, a body, arms, and legs, and when he was finished, he smiled and said, I will call you Pinocchio. Geppetto wished with all his heart that Pinocchio could be a real boy. That night, as Geppetto laid asleep, a magical blue fairy appeared. She gently waved her wand and said, Geppetto, you have been kind and loving. I will grant your wish. With a sparkle of light, the wooden puppet Pinocchio suddenly came to life. Pinocchio could move, talk, and laugh just like a real boy. However, the blue fairy told him, Pinocchio, you must prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish to become a real boy. Always remember, let your conscience be your guide. And with that, she disappeared. Geppetto was overjoyed to find his puppet alive the next morning, and he decided to send Pinocchio to school. But Pinocchio, curious and playful, didn't always listen to his father. On the way to school, Pinocchio met a sly fox and a sneaky cat. They tricked him into skipping school and joining a puppet show. The show's master promised Pinocchio fame and fortune, but Pinocchio soon found out that he was just being used for money. While trying to escape the puppet show, Pinocchio was visited by the Blue Fairy again. She asked him why he didn't go to school, but instead of telling the truth, Pinocchio lied. As soon as he lied, his wooden nose grew longer and longer. The Blue Fairy explained, Pinocchio, every time you lie, your nose will grow. Tell the truth and it'll return to normal. Pinocchio promised to be good and truthful, and his nose returned to its normal size. He set off for home, but on the way he met more trouble. The fox and cat convinced him to go to a magical place called Pleasure Island, where boys could do whatever they wanted. Pinocchio had fun at first, but soon the island revealed its dark secret. Boys who misbehaved were turned into donkeys. Before long, Pinocchio began to grow donkey ears and a tail. Realizing his mistake, Pinocchio escaped from the island with the help of a kind cricket named Jiminy, who had been watching over him the whole time. Pinocchio hurried home only to discover that Geppetto had gone out to sea looking for him and had been swallowed by a giant whale. Determined to save his father, Pinocchio bravely jumped into the sea. Inside the whale's belly, Pinocchio found Geppetto, and together they came up with a plan. They lit a fire inside the whale, causing it to sneeze them out and into the ocean. Pinocchio saved Geppetto, but in doing so, he became weak and still. Geppetto wept, thinking Pinocchio was lost forever. But the blue fairy appeared once more, touched by Pinocchio's bravery and selflessness. She waved her wand and said, Pinocchio, you have proven yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish. You shall be a real boy. And with that, Pinocchio transformed into a real living boy. Geppetto hugged his son with joy, and from that day on, Pinocchio was a good and honest boy. And so, Pinocchio and Geppetto lived happily ever after. Thank you for listening to the story of Pinocchio. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Magic Storytime channel for more magical tales. See you next time.